Hello everyone. Through this video, I am going to explain the second unit of first chapter for class ninth, that is Introduction to Java. So now let's start. The first point is about the developer of Java. So James Gosling, who is a software developer of the software company that is Sun Microsystem, is the developer of Java. So just remember the name, that is James Gosling. Okay. Next one is, whenever this language was developed, the initial name of this language was Oak, but later this name has changed into Java. Okay. Second point is why Java is a popular programming language. Because the first significant advantage of Java is it is a platform independent language. That means this language and the applications which are developed in this language can run or execute in any machine. We all know that computer system may have different configuration in the sense of operating system, memory, hard disk, processors, etc. So Java is not a platform dependent language. It is a platform independent and can work in all the computer systems or machine. Second advantage is Java can create both type of applications, that means web applications as well as desktop applications. Okay. Next topic is basic features of Java. Okay. So we all know that Java is an object oriented programming language. That means all the programs are divided into objects. Second point is Java programs are both compiled and interpreted. We all know that what is the use of compiler and interpreter. Both are the language processors, and these system softwares are used to convert high level language into machine language. Okay, so all the Java programs are both compiled and interpreted. Okay, next feature is Java programming is written within a class. Okay, always whenever we are going to make any program of Java language, so always the programming will be written within a class. Okay, the variables and the functions are declared and defined in the class. Next feature is Java programs can create applets and applications. Okay, the meaning of applets is these are the programs which are downloaded from internet. Okay, and the last one is Java is case sensitive language. That means the uppercase and lowercase letters are identified by the language. Okay. The next topic is compiler and interpreter. Okay, so all high level languages needs to be converted to machine code so that the computer can understand the program after taking the required inputs. It processes the program and shows the desired output if the program is error free. Otherwise, the errors are to be corrected first to execute the program successfully. Okay, so this conversion of high level language to machine level language, or we can say machine code or binary code, can be done in two possible ways, either by using compiler or an interpreter. Okay, so a software that accepts the whole program in high level language and converts into its equivalent machine level language at once is called as compiler. Okay, so that means compiler converts the high level language into machine code at once. Each high level language each high level programming language requires a separate compiler for conversion. For example, A Fortran compiler is capable of translating only a Fortran program. Just like that, Java compiler is capable of translating only a Java program. Okay. A software, next one is a software which converts high level instructions line by line to machine level language or binary code is known as interpreter. Okay, so we can understand the difference between compiler and interpreter is compiler converts the whole code at once. Okay, it is means faster than interpreter, and always it is preferred by the experts. Okay, and whereas interpreter is the system software, or we can say it is the language processor which converts high level instructions into machine level or binary code line by line. It is slower than compiler and preferred by the beginners. Okay, next one is both compilers and interpreters are basically system softwares which are also known as language processors. Okay. So next topic is Java compiler and interpreter. Okay. I have mentioned a feature of Java that Java programs are both compiled and interpreted. That means both language processors, means compiler and interpreters, are involved in the execution of Java program. Okay. First of all, compiler will convert the Java program into an intermediate binary form. Then interpreter will convert that intermediate binary form into the final output or final execution. Okay, so here both compiler and interpreter are involved whenever we are executing the Java program. Okay, so here one important term is coming, that is bytecode. Okay, so what is bytecode and what is the use of bytecode? Just understand it. So Java compiler is a software that converts source code. The meaning of source code is Java program. Okay, so Java compiler converts source code or Java program into intermediate binary form, which is called bytecode. Okay, so bytecode is very important term. Okay, because of bytecode, the Java language is known as platform independent language. Okay, that means this bytecode can be run in any other machine. Okay, so the bytecode is a common binary form of the program and works irrespective of the machine on which it is to be executed. Okay, so bytecode is the output of compiler, and then further Java interpreter accepts that bytecode and converts it into machine code that is suitable to the specific platform. Okay, so here because of the bytecode, Java language is known as platform independent language. Okay, next topic is Java virtual machine, or we can say in short JVM. Okay, so Java interpreter referred as Java virtual machine or JVM. So JVM is the system software that modulates the bytecode according to the machine. So that means because of the JVM, or we can say Java interpreter, we can execute the Java programs or application in any other machine. Okay, so this is the JVM. This is the use of JVM. Okay, next topic is Java package. So Java package is the inbuilt Java library which is already present in Java development kit. Okay, so Java package is a collection of various classes, and each class contains different functions. Okay, just focus here. Java package is a collection of various classes, and each class contains different functions. So according to the need of function in our programming, we can include the related package in our program. Okay, so how can we include the package in our program? For that, one keyword is import. So we have to use the import keyword to include the package in our program. Okay, so what is the syntax to include the Java package? That is import java.io.asterisk. So here java.io is the package. IO is the input output package which contain so many classes. Okay, and these classes will contain so many functions in our program. Okay, so here I have defined here two examples of importing a package. First one is import java.io.asterisk and second one is import java.util.asterisk. So here java.io.asterisk, java.util.asterisk, both are the package. Okay, now the next one is, here we can see asterisk sign is used. Okay, so the asterisk sign denotes that all the classes of concerning package will be made available for use in our program. However, if a specific class is to be used in the program, then the specific class name must be used in place of asterisk. Okay, if we do not want to include asterisk here and we want to use any special class of that package, so we can write the name of that class instead of asterisk. Okay, for example, we can see here import java.util.scanner. So here I am not using the asterisk. Okay, I am writing here only the name of class, that is scanner. So then we can use all the functions of scanner in our program. Okay, some more packages are here. We can see java.lang, java.io, java.applet, java.net, java.math, etc. So these all are the packages which contains lots of classes, and these classes will give us so many functions which we can use in our program. Okay, the next topic is Java reserved words. Okay, so Java reserved words are also known as keywords which carry special meaning to the system compiler. Okay, these keywords are basically used for writing a Java statement in the program. Such words cannot be used for naming a variable in the program. Okay, the examples are end, case, switch, break, static, etc. So these all are the different type of keywords which we can use for the writing of Java statements in the program, and compiler knows the special meaning of these keywords. Okay, so this is the end of video. Okay, later I will come with next video. Thanking you.